Well, hi everybody, I'm Jacob Ross, and welcome back to Bonus Points, Tips from the Pros. In today's video, we're looking at the peculiar puzzle game known as Q*bert. And today's bro you ought to recognize from seeing our videos from the start, it's Jody Martin. How you doing, Jody?
Very well, thank you.
My pleasure. Why don't you tell the fine folks watching this a little bit about yourself?
My name is Jody. I go to Starfighters quite frequently and work in retail management, and my hobbies are playing and collecting video games like Q*bert.
Lots and lots of Q*bert. When did you first encounter this strange game?
Early in 1983, when it first came out, it had a lot of exposure. It was a big hit in the arcades, and it had not quite the popularity of Pac-Man, but it was still everywhere you looked.
That sounds about right. Now, to give you viewers a better understanding of the game, let's have a brief look at Q*bert. Q*bert was released to the arcades in October of 1982 by pinball company Gottlieb. It was Gottlieb's fourth arcade release, and they wouldn't know until later that they had a major hit on their hands. In the game, you must take control of Q*bert and change the tiles on top of the cubes to the same color indicated by the game. Along the way, you'll be facing many enemies trying to ruin your day. When you change all 28 cubes into the appropriate color, you'll move on to the next round or level. When you change levels, the way of changing cubes will also change, so you have to bear that in mind, and if you get hit by any enemy or fall off the stage, you'll lose a life. And once all lives are lost, it's game over. The game went on to be a success for Gottlieb and gamers alike, resulting in sequels, ports, and plenty of merchandise to go around. It may not be easy playing Q*bert, but it sure is fun. Curious this game is to me. What is it about Q*bert that keeps you coming back?
It's always a game I felt I could do well at. Something about it that I couldn't quite put my finger on always drew me back to it. Maybe it's the challenge of solving the puzzle, solving the pyramid.
It is an action puzzler after all. Now, I'm sure after you playing it a long period of time, you've been able to see strategies and figure out patterns and whatnot. How long did it take for you to notice and execute these strats?
It didn't take very long before I started to notice some patterns and tendencies that the program would have, and then I could anticipate those and incorporate it into my gameplay and do better and better each time.
I noticed you brought the Q*bert tabletop there.
I did. This is one that I've had for a long time. This is what I actually learned to play Q*bert on. Everything I learned for the arcade machine, I actually practiced at home and learned on this.
Wow. Well, I'm going to let Jody take it from here, and he'll show you how the pro does it.
The simple pattern I take with every pyramid is down the left side and across the bottom. I always solve the puzzle from the bottom up. Once the bottom is completed, I try as hard as I can to avoid going back down there and spoiling it. The bottom two rows of the pyramid are 13 out of the 28 cubes, so if you solve them, you've done most of the work already. The game has a lot of patterns to it. The very first thing I learned is how Coily works and how he chases you, and that you can lead him on a chase. I'm always moving, except when I have to wait to see which way an enemy will go, or I'm standing on top waiting for Sam or Slick, or waiting next to an escape disc for Coily. You can wait at the disc before jumping off, and as long as Coily is within 3 squares of you, he will follow you and jump off behind you when you use the disc. You get 500 points for having Coily jump off the pyramid. You only get 50 points for saving a disc till the end. Once the escape disc brings you back to the top, keep moving. You won't have long before Coily comes back. Solve as much as possible before he gets there. There is a priority to the order that I use the escape discs. I always try to use the lower ones first and then the higher ones. Don't waste them. Save them if you can. You do need them. Sometimes you can get into an unsolvable situation where you actually need help from Sam or Slick to change a cube and get you back on track. I mentioned that I tried to use the lower escape discs first and save the upper ones. Here we see a situation where that pays off, as I use it to escape down the side of the pyramid when the puzzle is unsolvable and Slick doesn't show up in time. Of course, the levels with lots of escape discs are easier. The ones that have less escape discs can get you into trouble. If you run out of escape discs, this is a bad situation, and you may end up having to sacrifice lives to solve the puzzle. You can point press easily in level 1. After level 2, I stop and just aim to clear the boards. If you're waiting to jump on an escape disc and you have time, change as many squares as possible before jumping on. The game speed increases around level 4-3. This will scare most players, but just relax and let the game speed help you. Don't be afraid. I'm always thinking ahead about 2 moves. Focus on where you're going, not where you are. Whenever you have a chance to finish a level, you should take it and don't point press. Normally the red ball will change direction, but he can chase down the entire side of the pyramid all the way to the bottom corner. Catch Slick if you can, but don't chase him down the pyramid. You can always go back and fix the damage he does later. If you chase him to the bottom, you'll end up messing things up more, and you may not even catch up to him. Don't try and drag race with the enemies across the pyramid. You'll almost always lose the hit detection. If you know how Coily moves, it is possible to lead him on a chase. The 4 most dangerous squares on the pyramid are the 2 that are right below the top and the 2 bottom corners. The 2 bottom corners are the only place on the board where there's only one direction to move. The 2 squares below the top are dangerous because the enemies will drop down on you from there. In level 3, the squares can change once you jump back on them a second time. There is a maneuver I use down in the corners that solves the bottom of the puzzle. Where you have to jump on a cube twice to change it to the target color, I change the bottom ones to the target color before moving on to the rest of the puzzle.
Wow, those are some good tips. Hell, maybe I'll get farther than level 2 with these. Well, Jody, we thank you for sharing your tips with us. Is there anything more you'd like to say?
I appreciate the chance to pass along what I've learned to the viewers, and hopefully they can put them into practice and get some higher Q*bert scores.
I'm pretty sure with these tips they'll be able to keep on pyramid hopping, no problem. Thanks again, Jody. We'll definitely see you again soon. You can find him on more of our videos like Arcade Spotlight. But that about does it for us here. We'll see you guys next time. And hopefully this has helped you achieve some bonus points. Thanks for watching. If you want to play the games featured on the show and try out those tips for yourself, then come check us out. We're located at 4840 East Jasmine Street, number 102, Mesa, Arizona, 85205. Hey guys, be sure to support us by subscribing, leaving a like, commenting below, or sharing this video throughout cyberspace. You can also find us on our Facebook page and personal website. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. I've had to pep talk my own camera because it stops recording. To contact with this strange game.
Immediately after it came out,
I'm sorry.
and the camera just stopped, didn't it?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Jody would like to know if you made it to level 9 with his tips. If you did, leave us a comment down below.
Like and subscribe.